Hello everyone, I'm Uncle Big Bay, and here today I have with me Mr. Olubisi Idris and Mr. Ayodele Ifeoluwa Aransiola, who are both software developers, and today they are going to be discussing about job opportunities that are available for aspiring developer. And our first speaker for today is Mr. Ayodele Ifeoluwa Aransiola, and I'm going to be calling him to stage now. So, Mr. Ayodele Ifeoluwa Aransiola, you are welcome.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Um, my name is Harosiola Ayodele Ifeoluwa. I'm a software engineer and a technical writer. I work as an instructor at LinkedIn Learning, and I'm a community developer. This afternoon I'll be talking about um, picking project to work on as a junior developer. Okay. Um, Yes, so I believe my screen should be up now. Okay, thank you. So picking a project to work on as a junior software developer. All right, let's get started. Okay, so we're getting started. So a little brief about me as the page loads. So I'm a technical support specialist at Leon Technologies Limited, and I'm an instructor at LinkedIn. And what I love to do more, or what I love to do most, is developing community of developers. All right, so to today talk, which is how to get project to work on as a junior software developer. Oh, my screen is not up yet. Up to now. Okay. Thank you. So, what do you need to know as a junior developer? Something I will let you to know is that I won't lie for you. Development is tough, and let me say it is difficult. So we shouldn't lie to ourselves that it is easy, it is easy, it is easy. Because every day, day by day, there is advance in technology, and things change in a how can I put it in a fast speed. Let's say the speed of light, things change. So you going to bed just now, before you wake up tomorrow morning, someone has developed something good. So, and the language you know today, before you wake up tomorrow, it has been improved by someone, or it has been worked upon by someone, which you have to take the pace and know better. So what you know now, tomorrow morning might become obsolete, which means you have to update yourself every time. And the things you need to know, if you see, I put it into three: version control system, coding, and teamwork. Now, version control system is not just about pulling, committing, and pushing. Don't stop at git push, git commit, or git pull. Know how to start files, know how to do match conflict, and understand the theory that works behind the tool you are using. I have a colleague at work. He always tell me that don't just do anything. Know what works behind what you are doing. So if you are using a MiFi, you should push yourself to know what works behind the screen, or what work behind the MiFi you are holding. So you have to know what work behind every tool that you are using. Second one is coding. Now, as a general software developer, you should not just write a code. Write a code that is readable, that everyone who picks your code can understand efficiently. So if you write a little piece of code, refactor it as many times as possible. If I will interview you for a job, I'll ask you to send me a little code that you've written before, and I will look at how you structure your code, your variable names, and how you are calling your functions, because it goes a long way if you're working for a company. So start from now, so that when you become big, it won't be difficult for you. So always refactor your code as many times as possible, and don't ever estimate yourself. Maybe you are working in a team. Don't push yourself to be the top of the team. Always make sure that you are always available to learn. Even when you know that what they are saying, you've known it, always be ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn what you've known. So in that way, you push us. You see that in just twinkle of an eye, you become better than you've been before. So that is all about that. Then this is a quote that I love very much. It says, "Learning never exhausts the mind." So if you're learning every day, you will never exhaust your mind, because we are even using a little quarter of what we are meant to use. Because what we have learned before, we can do them. We learn by doing them. You can see the quote. For the things we have to learn before, we can do them. We learn by doing them. That is, whatever you need to know, that before you can do them, you have to learn it. It means that it is when you practice it, that is when you can know it better. So always practice by learning. So what you need to focus on as a junior software developer, first thing is contribute to open source projects, then build. Don't stop at just building calculator or all these other minor projects. Build different projects that can solve immediate problem. Look at your surrounding. What is there any problem you are seeing? Then try and solve that problem. In my company, the our two products we're working on is what we see in our environment. That is what we pick up as a project that we are working on. Now, what do you now need to focus on again? Volunteer in your skills. If you are good with your front-end skills, volunteer to use it for an NGO, or maybe anywhere you can do that. Just if you volunteer, there are a lot of things that you gain while volunteering, and also you can start up with freelancing. Pick up freelancing. In Nigeria, we have TerraWork. You can freelance there. Upwork, you can freelance there. So do freelancing and always be ready to volunteer your skills. From last year till now, I think I built over 7 websites for free. Now, in future, it might help me, but I am not after the benefit. But I know that I have committed what I know to volunteer for someone. All right. Job hunting as a junior developer, because I know that many of us will be asking, how can I get job? Where do I get job? The first thing is tailor your job search. If you're a front-end engineer, make sure that you are only searching for a front-end engineer job. So, and put your current skills and future goals in consideration. Now, let's say, presently, what I know best is just the vanilla JavaScript. Just tailor that your search and make sure that your resume, your CV is up to date with your current knowledge, and look at where you are going in the future, your future goals. Consider it and look at, okay, maybe this is where I fit in. Then with that, you can be able to check yourself and balance in your search. And where can I get jobs? You can get job on LinkedIn, on Twitter. You can help on Indeed, Glassdoor, Stack Overflow, GitHub, Authentic Jobs, Codety, and Cyber Coders. These are platforms where you can get job. On LinkedIn, you can put your CV there, then work on it, make it efficient, so that even when recruiters are looking for people to recruit, your profile can come in the top search. So know how to tailor your LinkedIn profile, then indeed sign up on all this platform and check jobs. You can see that even with GitHub, you can get jobs from the GitHub platform. So check their job offers, because many companies go to GitHub to put job opportunities there. So you can check all this platform and see if you can get a job from these platforms. Now, how can you stand out? As a junior software developer, make sure that your resume is up to date and it is recent. Your resume, your cover letter, make it up to date. I have a platform that I pay, I think I paid $4 to write my resume and cover letter. Now, the platform, anytime I go to the platform, my own is just generate my CV. I can update it, I can remove, and I can tailor it to this the job I'm currently searching for. Then another thing is optimize your online profile. Optimize your online profile, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your Facebook. If you're on Facebook, your Facebook, make sure that it is in line with what you are doing. Don't just open a Twitter account just because you want to open a Twitter account, but make sure it is in line with your field. And another thing is your portfolio must be well polished. Make sure that you build projects and make it something that they can say, yes, you really worked on a project. Now, then share your achievements. Maybe on medium.com, you can write article on your improvements, what you've achieved. Maybe you build this, you contribute to this, you join this also. Always share your achievement. With that, you can see that maybe some companies might be interested in you, and what they will do is just they mail you or they message you. Okay, another thing is be part of a community. Be part of a community. So either GDG, online forum, always be part of a community. Then participate in hackathons. Don't underestimate yourself, maybe because I'm just starting out, I don't know this, I don't know that. You don't know what you know, and you don't know how well you've known it until you put it into practice. So don't be too afraid to participate in hackathons. Then invest in yourself. Sometimes you have to go beyond just attending free events. There's some paid events that you can join. If you can afford it, it will pay you. So join paid or sign up for paid events. Take paid events, not just any events. So make sure that it is aligned with your field. For instance, I think we have on Stack, you can join the conference either virtually or physical. I think it's coming up next month. So it is a free, and sometimes most of all these conferences have a paid tier that you have access to speakers and maybe some invited guests that you can talk to, and from there you might get mentorship. But if you don't attend with a paid ticket, you might be limited to who you can meet and who you can talk to. So invest in yourself, read books, and do what will make you improve better. Okay, this a little added project that you can work on as a junior developer. First thing is build a multi-page responsive website. You can see that I have to make it a long sentence. Build a multi-page responsive website. Make sure it is responsive. And with your Chrome browser, you can do a lighthouse test to know if you to know if it is responsive, if the SEO is okay, if the accessibility is awesome. With all this, you know that you've built a perfect website. So let your lighthouse do the testing for you. So build a responsive website. Then redesign existing popular websites. You can redesign YouTube, redesign Amazon, and many more. So make sure it is a popular website that you know that it is not just a straightforward design. Designing it, you will learn from it, and you can show that this is what you've done with your skill. Then you can build an e-wallet app. So instead of building calculator, build an e-wallet app. Now, we all have a wallet. So, and you know what a wallet entails: keeping and spending and updating. So make sure that you use your crude skills to create an efficient e-wallet app. And also you can do a functional currency converter. So instead of a weather app, you can do a currency converter. Make it real time. It can be showing okay, let's say you consume a REST API that fetches current price of currencies or maybe cryptos. Then from the platform, they can convert their currency. So build a functional one. You can see that these are 4 projects. If you should have these 4 projects on your portfolio, I bet you've touched every part of your skills, both the HTML, JavaScript, and if you're using a framework, you've touched every part, and nobody will see this and will say you've not done enough. So another thing is play with API, asynchronous JavaScript. Play with them. You can build login authentication. You can build a quiz game, and lastly, make sure you learn website hosting. Know how to host a website. Know what works at the back end, both the cPanel, the DNS, the what's it called, the IP addressing and all sorts. Make sure that you know how to host a website. If you can afford it, you can buy a hosting and a domain, link them together, or buy them from two different hosts. Make sure you link them to two different platforms. With that, you will gain a good skill that will make sure, okay, this is how to point a domain from a different host to another one. Okay, this is what they call name server. Okay, this is what I can do with my the DNS record, the MX records, the all the records that works with the on the C panel. Make sure you know how it works and how you can use them. You can see that with all this knowledge written together, put them all together from your GitHub to this, you will see that nobody will see your portfolio and will say no. You can be a junior developer but have a knowledge of a senior developer. Let me be frank with you. There's nothing like junior, senior, or developer. We are only lying to ourselves. The best thing is if you know what works with the tool you are using. You okay, anytime you want to do this, you know that okay, this is for this, and anytime you encounter a problem, you know this is how to solve the problem. To be sincere with you, you are a good developer. So it is only your experience that will determine the pay. And you can have maybe a 2 year record as a developer, but yet companies can pay you money of someone who has 18 years of experience because of the value that you've placed on building yourself. Going with this, I said as a junior developer, you are not expected to write everything from scratch. So you are going to use a lot of code that is written by others. So it is important to know how to recognize a good industry code. But you can't understand good industry code if you yourself cannot write a good industry code. Remember what I said earlier on when we started about refactoring. Write your code, make it readable, and refactor as many times as possible. So good industry code entails only three things. The first thing, it is readable. Two, it is defensive. And three, it is optimized. Now, you cannot be working with a REST API. Maybe you are doing, let me say, you are doing a chain promises. And when you are changing the promises, you've opened a loophole and you've caused a memory leakage. Now, you can see that your code is not defensive. So you must make sure that your code is defensive, it is readable, and it is well optimized. Still go back to refactoring. So I think with all this, you should be able to know how to get job and what you need to know as a junior developer. So thank you very much. This is my slide. Once again, I remain Ayodele Ifeoluwa Liam. And both on Twitter and Instagram, I am Liam of Things. And on uh, LinkedIn, I am Aransiola Ayodele Ifeoluwa. Even you just googling my name, I think I should be the first that come up on the page. So thank you for listening, and I'm very glad to be here to speak this afternoon. And I hope you have a great career ahead. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Ayodele Ifeoluwa Aransiola. That was a very nice one. And based on the comments in the comment section, a lot of people are really enjoying what you are giving to us. Thank you so much, and we really appreciate your time. And so we are going to call on stage Mr. Olubisi Idris Ayinde, who is also a software developer, a content creator, and an ambassador with Angel Arc. So he's going to be discussing how the job opportunities and how you can search for them. So I'll call him on stage now. Yeah, welcome, Mr. Olubisi Idris.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hi
we
everyone.
can.
Yeah, Uncle Wigbe, thank you for having me, and Mr. Aroshiola. Yes, I hope I got that right. That's name of things. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time, and also your session was very, very impressive. So today we'll be talking about. I will be talking about opportunities, job opportunity for junior developers. So a minute, let me just share my screen. All right. So great. So one second. I hope you can see my screen now. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen, sir.
Oh, all right, great. So today we'll be talking about job opportunities for junior developers. And first, I would like to thank Uncle Big Bay for giving us the opportunity to share what we have learned so far and what other people have also learned, where we'll be sharing the experience to everybody on how you can find opportunities as a junior developer and also how you can make good use of your skills to shoot a shot that you don't even think you'll get any response from. So, a brief details about me. My name is Idris Olubisi. I'm a software engineer. I'm a technical writer and also a content creator. I You can also always find me on Twitter, on Instagram, on GitHub, almost everywhere as Olanesoft. So let's get started. So this afternoon we're talking about some few things, about five of them. First one is what does it take to work as a software developer? The second one is the power of networking as a software developer. The third one is actionable steps to get a job as a junior developer, and also harnessing the power of W3 schools and finding remote jobs and internship, which I know is very important when you are starting out your career or when you have already started and you don't know what next. So the first thing we'll be talking about is what does it take to work as a software developer? You might have come across so many content out there, so many articles that have explained a lot of things, and you are still not getting it right. So I'll be pinpointing some things you should take note of if you are a software developer or if you are starting out as a software developer. And the thing is that there's at some point you have to remove the mindset of aspiring dev and just put software developer. I see a lot of people, a lot of people on putting on their LinkedIn saying they are aspiring software developer. Please remove the aspiring. When you get started as software developer, your experience will prove what you know, and there's always room for development. So, what does it take to work as a software developer? The first thing I would say is choosing a programming language to master. You need to master a craft. Fine is fine when some people translate full stack developer as somebody that has solid knowledge or proficient, or the person that is proficient in JavaScript, proficient in Python, C Sharp, PHP, and all sorts. But that's not what a full stack developer actually means. Because you want to be a full stack developer does not mean that you should try to learn all languages at once or try to just jump up and down by learning this, learning that, and because your friend does this, you want to also do that. So picking up a skills, for example, if you pick up JavaScript, and nowadays JavaScript you can use it to build a web application, you can also build a mobile application, you can use it in machine learning, you can use it in your front-end technology, back-end technology. It's a bit broad. You can use it in so many ways. So that gives you some confidence where if you master it, you tend to solve more problems instead of jumping around trying to learn this language, trying to learn this language, and you become a jack of all, then master in none. So, and in most cases where you have interviews, they would tell you that um, which skills are you most proficient in and which skills would you like us to test you on. So even if you have about two, three, or four skills written boldly in your CV that you are proficient in, it will still require you to just pick one and make good use of it. So the best thing to know, or what it can help you, what can help you rather as a software developer, either you're starting out or you have already started, but you are a bit stuck or you don't know where to continue from. So the second thing I would say, be clear about your end goal. So we have long-term goal, we have short-term goal. So for let me just briefly give you a scenario where you have a goal to get a car and you don't currently have a job, you don't own a house, you don't have things that you need to have, and you needed a car. So, because you need a car, that's a goal that, okay, you set this goal that, okay, um, maybe by next year I will get my own personal car. But before you get a car, there are things you need to set in place. Okay, I don't even have a job. How do I get money? Or how do I actually come up with some funds to get that car? So that kind of goal is something you can set and clear the goal. Once you clear it, you know that, okay, the next, now I have a good job. Okay, I think I can save some funds. Okay, do I even have a house before I get to buy a car? This is another thing you can put into consideration. From that, that's another goal you can set. After, okay, owning an apartment, okay, you are not too buoyant financially to build yours. So now you own an apartment. So I think the next thing for you that you might think of is, okay, I think this is the right time for me to get a car. You can see that the goal of getting a car is a bit longer than you setting a goal of getting a job and from there getting salary. So try to picture this scenario in such a way that you want to be a software developer, you want to be a CTO someday, but what does it take to be a CTO? That's a chief technology officer of a particular company, either your own personal company that you found or you co-founded or somewhere. So, but you need to set up some things and be clear about it that this is what I want, and you need to put in all your best to get it. The third major point is find a software engineering community. Like the previous speaker, Liam, has said, he mentioned something um, about community engagement. This is what I would lay emphasis on. The funny thing is that you need to even volunteer as much as possible. If you have to volunteer to build projects, you're not doing it all because you have the time or because you don't need money. You're doing it actually engage with communities, because these are the communities that you get opportunities from. You don't know where the opportunity will come from. And also, this is another way for you to practice your skills, like give an hands-on practice on your skills. So engaging in communities is very important. You can pick up online communities on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and there are a lot of communities everywhere. Yeah, there are a lot of communities, and there are even on-site community like GGG, OnStack, Follow. A lot of them, they are just out there that you can engage once they have events, attend events. Then when you attend the event, don't be the type that just attend the event and just sit down like a robot. Network, try, and even if it is somebody close to you or you are feeling shy, just try to ensure something happens between you, and so that you guys get to talk. From there, you tell them what you do, you network with them, you exchange numbers, and from there they would even be the one to invite you to some communities that you don't have access to. Now, the next point is building a project. Not even building a project, building projects, like build projects. When I mean projects, fine, you can start out with projects, small projects, just to test your skill. You can start out with calculator, but don't ever limit yourself to calculator. Calculator won't solve anything. Calculator is just for you to get started. We have other projects too that you can make good use of, API projects. Build project as many as possible. Try to learn. Don't stop learning. One thing is that when you build two, three, four, five projects and you feel comfortable that you know what you're doing, at that point, there are two options. It's either you try to work on freelance project. When I mean freelance, I don't really mean a project that you receive payment from. It might be a community project. Work and try to make good practice of your skills. Then when you practice, you get to know that, oh, I thought I've known this thing, but now I'm not even anywhere close. You get, that's how you tend to detect what you have learned, how good you have learned it, and how efficient it is for you to write those code or build those projects. The last point here is mastering your the pre-interview techniques. So there are interviews, there are techniques. So there are interviews, there are techniques. So one thing about interview is that your current interview teach you how to get better in the next interview, irrespective of if you get the job or not. So interview skills, we have resources out there that you can get to learn, repositories out there that can help you to um, ace your job interviews, and also have a content I've already created on how you can get um, job interview, how you can ace your job interview. So I'll be sharing the link in the resource later. And so when you get to learn about pre-interview techniques, it help you to even have a picture of what is happening before you get interviewed by any company. So your potential employer already, you don't know what they are coming up with. So, but preparing gives you at least an headway to what is expected. So the power of networking as a software developer. Networking plays a major role when you are starting out a career as a software developer, either a junior developer, a mid-level developer, or a senior developer. Irrespective of the case, it is very important for you to know that networking is very important. When I mean networking, I know it might be difficult. We are there, we love computer, we love PC, we just want to be there writing code. That's fine. But engaging with people online on Twitter, everything makes it easier for you to even like commenting under their tweets, retweeting their tweets, trying to engage with them, bringing value to their tweets, tweeting your own, trying to make some engagement helps you develop that skill in networking that even if you see them in real life, you can just easily walk up to them and greet them, then have a good conversation that can actually help your career on you helping somebody. Because networking as a developer, it opens new opportunity for career advancement, like I've said earlier, and also professional improvement. Because aside that, it also gives you it increases your chances of getting a good job and also having access to influential people. Imagine you sending a DM to, let me see, we have a lot of big people in tech. So let me just pick example. Okay, sending a DM to Sultan, Hat Sultan, or sending a DM to GB, the owner of Flutterwave, or trying to um, reply under their tweets. And they find it fascinating. They reply to you. You get to talk to them, which is unusual. You can't even have access to them on a normal day because most of them might fly first class tickets. That even if you are traveling, if you are flying maybe economy or whatever or business class, you don't get access to talk to these people. But with networking on social media platform on LinkedIn, shooting your shots, entering people's DM, irrespective you get a response or not, it help you increase your networking skills such a way that even if you go to an on-site event, you can actually network with people and get to know them. So now the next point is actionable steps to get a job as a junior developer. So I said I intentionally call this actionable step because there are things you do that can actually help you land a job as a junior developer. And you might not really even stop as a junior developer. You might be a mid-level developer, and these tips might also help you. Well, I can't really say about senior, but I know it would help for a beginner, a junior developer, and a mid-level developer. You might be wondering how difficult this is, or how to break into software development or being a programmer, or even what are the things you should do for you to get a job as a junior developer. So these are the key points. These are the actionable steps I'm talking about. I'll be explaining more on this so that you get the point instead of just reading through the slides. So the first thing I would recommend is build a portfolio. Your portfolio is very, very important. I have my portfolio. I have a lot of people that have portfolio out there. Building a portfolio gives you that thing, gives you and that opportunity while you are asleep and somebody is going through your portfolio and somebody can just easily translate your portfolio to what you can do or your potential employer. Sometimes it might not be a full-time job, it might be a part-time side gig or stuff like that. It might be anything. It might not necessarily be a full-time job, but seeing your portfolio, you read your portfolio, they see your portfolio, they see the project in your portfolio, not calculator project, real project where you are solving one or two things. And they get to reach out to you because you have a portfolio. Somebody can reach out to you. The next point is create content. Create content. For example, I am a content creator. I'm also a technical writer. So either it can be a video content, it can be a technical content. Uncle Bibe has a platform where he writes. Neon also owns a platform where he writes and share content, share his knowledge. So these are the kind of things I'm talking about, that you don't necessarily need to go out there and start looking for where to or how to get started. What you are currently learning, start writing about it. On what you have learned in the past, pick up those topics, document them, write. The thing is, you need to get started anyhow. Just start. Once you start, then you start to see how you can improve your content. You start shooting shots to people that think content writers and or technical writers. I have a link where I've already created the content where you can see a lot of sites where they'll pay you to write for them. They pay you dollars, yes. So even if you don't have a full-time job yet, you can write content, and this content has something related to what you have been learning. So it's pretty much easy. It's not they don't want you to form content from somewhere. They just want you to come up with something you can learn, pick up a project, build something, and write about what you have built. Another great point is freelance project. Freelance project does not really mean a paid project. When you freelance, there are some projects you freelance, you just volunteer to build. When you build, you just harness your skill. Like you be sure that okay, yes, I can do this. From that, to give you confidence to even handle a paid project properly because you already know what you are doing. Another point is put your code on GitHub. It might be GitHub, Bitbucket, or any other version control system like GitLab too. Put your code there. Ensure that you know how to use version control system. It's there for you. It is built for you. GitHub allows you to create a profile. You can connect Git to your local. So if you feel like not using GitHub, you can use Bitbucket, you can use GitLab. This platform help you store your repositories where you can have access to even if your system got damaged or you got lost or whatever. Another thing you can do is to contribute to open source projects. Yeah, it's October. I've seen a lot of contribution on open source project. And but that doesn't stop in October, please. There's still open source project you can contribute to. Don't contribute because just you want to receive a shirt or something like that. Contribute because you want to also explore and learn more. And at the same time, while you are contributing, you get to meet amazing people that you can't even meet on a normal day. So another thing you can also do is participate in hackathon. Participating in hackathon is very important. We have hackathon sponsored by Angel Hack, a lot of hackathon going on. We have hackathon by Ashload, writing hackathon where you build project. We have hackathon. There's a recently completed hackathon from Hackmamba, where Hot Deal and Cardinary is a proud sponsor. So these are the things is where you just build projects using a particular tool, then you write about it. It exposes you to new technology and how you can learn. All these things is something you come across, but maybe because you don't just have the time. But now I just want you to put it into your plan. When you come across such thing, try and engage with them and participate, irrespective of what you are doing, irrespective of winning or not. If you would win or not, participate. You are learning and you are also creating a good profile and also ability to network with other people. So another point is network with other web developers. Aside networking with somebody outside, try and network with people you know. You might say, okay, you are in a remote location where you have people around you, fine. Use your Twitter very well. I don't mean you shouldn't post anything, but post things that are relevant and follow people that are actually in your career, like people that do something related to what you are doing currently or what you want to be later on. Follow them, turn on tweet notification, engage with their tweets. You'll be exposed to so many things. Another great point is learn new and relevant skills. Don't sit down because you have learnt Java and you know Java very well, so that means you can't pick up skills like Python. No, if Python is something relevant in your community and you find jobs around it, please pick it up and learn it. But because you have mastered a craft, probably in Java, you already know how things work. You can easily navigate when you pick up any new skills because it's still the same concept, it's just different syntax. Another great point is refine your resume. Some people have very terrible resumes. I'm sorry to say, but I've been opportune to go through some resumes recently, and I realized how awful some resumes. Some people just write something and dump it there. And these resumes are even resumes that are reviewed by human. Like we reviewed it. I was part of the team that reviewed those resumes for that particular role. And I get to realize that what is this? So now imagine it's a software that is reviewing. You won't even scale through. To just go over it and just dump it because you won't pass. There are some key things you need to note in your resume. There are resume examples online. There are platforms that you can pay as low as 7,000 naira, 10,000 naira, where they can help you. You can also create one yourself, reach out to other developers or other people that you know they have experience. Tell them to help you review and you get feedback and you improve on it. Start your job hunt. Job hunting can start anytime. Just start shooting your shot. The last thing you get or the highest thing they will say is, "We are sorry, we are moving on to another candidate." But that doesn't stop you from doing anything. Shoot the shot, just shoot. Sometimes the interview, the role is you are not actually qualified for the role, but they'll still invite you for interview. But that interview will expose you on something you need to learn before you can move on. The last point here is interview for a web developer job, even if you are not sure you are ready, which is what I just said just now, that even if you know you are not sure, or maybe you are not, maybe the skills that was listed in the job description does not really match what you know as at now. It's something you can shoot, then you learn from the interview. It will expose you on how to handle the next interview. So now let's head over to harnessing the power of W3 schools. Harnessing the power of W3 School, you might have heard about W3 School. W3 School is a great platform I used while I was starting as a software developer, and a lot of people around me use W3 School. Like W3 School is the foundation for everything that I need today. To be sincere, I've used it. They have a lot of resources for you. They optimize their site daily for learning, testing, and training yourself. And recently, they added a video tutorial where you can also learn. You can check them out at w3schools.com. They give you everything you need for you to start out as a developer. That thing is the skills. That thing I'm referring to is the skills that I've been talking about, where you learn skills, learn modern skills, and also upgrade your existing skills. They provide students with simplified opportunity. Yes, it's a great opportunity and everything that you need to do. So W3 School is not just a platform that is dormant or that have resources that is obsolete. No, you get to see recent resources, basics, the things that you need to know that is foundation of your learning. So these are the resources I'm talking about. They give you HTML tutorials, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, SQL, Python, Java, a lot of resources, R tutorials, Bootstrap, jQuery, React, XML, a lot of resources. Once you head over to w3schools.com, you tend to see a lot of things, and it's very simple. Once you do, you can learn. If you need the pro version, you pay. If you don't need the pro version, you can still learn. They have free resources for for developers starting out or the ones that have already started, but they just want to explore. Another great thing they added recently is W3 Spaces. W3 Spaces is a wonderful space. I would say when I was starting out, I don't know Git when I started, so but I wanted to build something. But most of these things remain in my local host. But there are cases where I just want to, prove to somebody that I've built something, but there's no way I can do it. But W3 Space gives you everything out of the box where you can create a website. There are free templates you can use. You can edit the templates. They even have W3 CSS that you can make good use of. So they give you all this for free. SSS certificate for free, 100 megabyte storage, W3 space subdomain. So you get a subdomain where after creating a website, you can host it. Then you can share the website to somebody to check it out. Check what you have built. You can add those websites to your resume. It's projects. Yeah, you can show it off, show it to people, let people know that you are doing something or you are up to something. but there's something you can do that is actually the best. It helps you shows out your project irrespective of background you are coming from, JavaScript, React, Vue, Angular, whatsoever it is. You can set up your account and also create your site and deploy to cloud. So now, finding remote jobs and internship. So there are cases where you find you might have come across a lot of sites. Yeah, fine. There are a lot of sites out there that you can find good remote jobs, irrespective of your location, be it Africa, Asia, whatsoever, any place you are. And you can also find remote internships. So sites like this, we workremotely.com, LinkedIn, remoteok.io, Honeypot, Stack Overflow. As you can see, all of them here, they have amazing um, job that you can find, and they are remote job. Upwork. There are also freelancer sites like Upwork, freelancer.com, Fiverr. A lot of them that you can get a freelance where you can tend to build. If you don't want to work on under any company, you can just tend to build projects for customers, for clients, and from there you get to improve as time goes on. So this I'll be sharing the link to this site, to this particular slide, so that everybody can have access to it later on. If you want to go through it, you can get the jobs there and you can shoot your shot. And don't forget, always shoot your shot, even if the JD does not really point to you, or you feel the JD is not, you are not something close to the JD, that's the job description. Just try and shoot your shot so that you can learn. So these are some resources page. Um, So we have the w3schools.com, we have w3school/spaces. This is where you can host your site for free. You can deploy your application and share URL with your friends. So this is another resource on my blog, which is get paid to write for these 45 websites. There are about 45 plus websites that I have added in this content where you can, if you have started writing creative content, you can shoot your shot and share some sample of your job, and they get to pay you $200, $300, $500, up to $1,000 for a particular content. You can make that active or passive income irrespective of what you're doing. So it doesn't mean that because you have a full-time job, you can create content and earn from it. So I've listed everything there, and also my Twitter account. You can always reach out to me. I'm available for any content creation, job opportunities, full-time jobs, anything. Even if it is question you need more clarity on finding a remote job or anything, you can always shoot your shot. My DM is open. And yes, thank you for listening. I really appreciate your time. And feel free to send in any questions. I'm Olanesoft almost everywhere. Yes, I'm Olanesoft anywhere. If you can search on Google Olanesoft, you can reach out to me. My Twitter is open. You can get to talk about anything, any day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ola. That was a very nice one, and people in the comment section has also been testifying to that. We really appreciate your time. Personally, I really appreciate you and Mr. Leon for taking time to come and share your experience to aspiring developers, and I have really learned a lot from this session. And I think there are some questions in the in the comment section. So I'm just going to okay look for them. Okay, so this question is coming from Code Ninja. So he's saying it is very hard to land freelance projects. Can you share some tips on how to ease the process?
I
So
think Mr. Leon should go for that.
okay, okay.
Um, okay. To land on freelance projects, first let me appreciate our second speaker, Mr. Ola. Seriously, your session was awesome. And we can say that he spoke about putting yourself in the niche where you are working on. And to land a freelance project is not very hard. I think my first freelance project was gotten from Twitter. So the guy was just going through my post and he just messaged me and said, "Can you build this?" I don't know him from anywhere. It was just on Twitter. you are creating your online profile, make sure that it is aligned with what you are doing. Once you are a software developer, forget about social life. To be sincere, forget that the time for you to have social life will come, but as you are coming up now, you have to neglect them for now. Make sure that you, maybe they are dropping meme, they are dropping this, avoid them. Focus on your career for now. So you can join some freelancing platform like Mr. Lars earlier stated. He listed almost like 12 freelancing websites. Upwork, we work freelance, we work remotely. There are many. So join this platform and make sure that your profile there is up to date with your current skill set. So with that, it's that you are being mailed and you yourself apply. Don't be tired of applying for jobs. See, let me tell you, sometimes in a month, I may apply for over 50 jobs. And at the end of that month, I might get none. It doesn't mean that I am not progressing. It's just sometimes I even got some messages that they will tell me that I am too skilled for the position. That was the first day I was shocked. How will you tell me that I'm too skilled for the job? They look at my profile and I said I am too qualified for that position, which means they don't have a role for me. Sometimes they will say it is your location, and sometimes, so don't be tired of applying. I always apply for work. So when you join all those freelance websites, then in communities, many opportunities are dropped in groups, WhatsApp. At least every day I see over 20 jobs that are there, expecting people to do them. So the question is, are you employable, or are you up to the task of taking up the challenge of that project? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ayodele. That was a very nice one. So I think there's another question here from
No, sorry,
Tang.
before we answer that,
Okay,
sorry.
okay.
In addition to what you said, Twitter plays a major role. Twitter has saved my life. I've earned a lot of money from Twitter. Like, when I mean money, I've learned people tend to reach out for content creation, article. My current job as a backend developer was from a tweet. I've gotten several gigs from it. You take the Twitter, take it very, very, very important. It's very important. Like, you need to make good use of it, and from there you get to know that it's very important. And aside that, you can see Fiverr.com, freelancer.com, Upwork. You can get started on it. You can go on YouTube also to check out how you can make your profile stand out as a freelance developer. You see different content on how you can make your profile stand out. So, as Mr. Leon said, that you need to be employable, you need to have the skill. So they will tell you how you can get that skill, how you can show it, because sometimes a lot of people have skills, but they don't know how to create a brand and brand those skills. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Idris, for that. So I think this is the last question in the comment section. So this is coming from Tang, and the question is, what do you recommend for a good software development community?
A
Actually,
good software. Okay, okay, just proceed.
Mr. Lars mentioned some, and I'm also part of many. I am part of GDG. Okay, let me say I'm GDG co-organizer. I'm a member of GDG, like 3 GDGs in Nigeria, apart from the JA GDG, which is GDG Lagos. Then DSC, if you're a student, you can be part of DSC. Like Mr. Last mentioned on Stack, you can join on Stack community. You can join. There's this one that this guy is investing in. Prosper Temuiwa. I've forgotten the name of the community.
Follow.
Um,
Yeah.
yes, for loop. So if you are a student and you can check within your campus if there's for community, or check Twitter. We have many communities there. Or to cause situation, just go to Google and type software developer community. You will see many. There are much. So look at the one that is in your area. Then look for is either their Facebook page or their website. From there, you will see link to maybe the admin where that can add it to their WhatsApp group where you can be getting updates, and forums too. There's these forums that we don't always go to, but it is very essential. Reddit. that forum is complete. I don't think there's nothing in the world that you are learning or that you are into that you don't have a forum for on Reddit, and it is a 247. It is always working 247, and you will meet people from different countries who are there to contribute to your knowledge.
Yes, yes. So in addition to what he said, there are also communities. I'm also part of some communities. Oscar Africa, Open Source Community Africa, the Lagos branch. I'm one of their hero there, and She Code Africa is also a very, very large community for ladies, especially for all the ladies starting out. GDG also, GDG Lagos, GDG Korodu, GDG Yaba, GDG. There are so many GDGs that you can join. And also Solo Learn Nigeria, and yes, Solo Learn Nigeria. There's also a community called QDev. The community is like you can always reach out to me if you need anything. I have links to some of them that you can easily join. You can reach out to me on DM, LinkedIn, on my LinkedIn, on my Twitter. I'll respond to you and give you links where you can join. So those communities are communities I feel they are around. So even if you are not in Lagos, there are communities outside Lagos. We have Facebook developers communities, we have follow communities, we have DSC, like Saliom said, DSC basically for students in schools. We have a lot of them around you.
Yes, thank you so much. I would also like to add this community, AfriCode. So it is a community whereby they are going to pair you with a mentor for a year. I happened to be a mentee last year and I came out as a community champion. So it is very nice. You get to meet with software developers doing this work with big companies, and you get to know and ask them questions about what being a software developer is all about. Thank you so much, Mr. Idris. Thank you so much, Mr. Lium. I really appreciate, and everyone in the comment section too are already showing how pleased they are. The presentation was nice. I learned a lot, and I hope they also learn from it too. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. So tomorrow we are going to be having another session by 3 p.m. where I am going to be showing you how to get started with W3 School Spaces. W3 School Spaces allows you to write your code online. You can host your website there, so you don't have to worry about Git version control, GitHub, and every other complicated resources. So with Spaces, even if you don't have a system, you can use your phone to write your code, your HTML code, CSS code, upload your images, and it is very, very cheap. So you can even opt in for a premium version of it for, I think it's 500 naira per month, the basic version. So you can just sign up for it. So tomorrow, I'm going to be explaining and demonstrating it to you guys tomorrow. So hope to see you there. Thank you so much, Mr. Idris. Thank you so much, Mr. Liam. And that will be all for today.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye
Bye, everyone.
bye.